97 S600. We got this seat belt extender moving by itself. I'm just reparking the car. As you can see, just brake or hit the bump, and the extender just moves the way it wants. This is something else to look into. Just wanted to make this quick addition. 97 S600 coupe, continue work on it. Now the condenser situation, AC condenser, as I showed in previous video, the stripped connector on the pipe that goes to receiver dryer, that is what I'm dealing here with right now. And also today I need to replace the radiator hose, because I'll show you later there's a cut onto it. I don't know how it happened, but there is clear, it's just a cut. I don't know. And the thermostat. So the agenda here is, once I get to drain the coolant, change the pipe and thermostat, but I do want condenser in it so I can connect to vacuum, so system can be vacuumed in the meantime. Let's take a look at our condensers. Now this is garbage. This is bent, this is bad. But I happen to have used one, a used condenser, and it seemed to be alright to me. So the pipe, the very ends of threads, they were totally gone. So I had to cut the piece off just the beginning. So right now, if I am to reattach the pipe, first of all the O-ring will be there. Then I do have few threads that it catches. Now I'm going to obviously tighten this pipe very hard, and very tight rather, and then also thinking I'm putting a red thread lock over it, so just as a security measure, because there are vibrations between the actual radiator, condenser, for that matter, fans kick in, and this pipe that goes to the receiver dryer, which is on the body of the car. So obviously there might be some vibration going on, so for that very reason I would like to cover myself. Now before we do all that, this is the old condenser. Threads here are absolutely destroyed. There's really nothing left from threads, and specifically in the beginning, this is exactly where the pipe can only thread on, and there's nothing here. So this is basically it. If I cut this, then there will be no engagement. There will be no space for the O-ring, so no point. There's nothing I can do with that. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking covers off. I'm replacing fans, because these fans seem to look a little better than the ones that I have on this condenser. But you know, it is what it is. This is just to make it happen. And at the end of the day, to be honest, it's not really difficult to replace condensers on 140s. It's actually not. I mean, if you were to go on like 124 V8, yeah, it's a little bit of a job. It's kind of a job on a 124 V8. I did 500T fans. That was not fun, but I did them. So 140 is not too bad. Condensers are not really expensive, so I just want to do something. So it's the summertime, so we have to have some sort of air conditioner in this car. It's going to get really warm in there with no AC at all, so absolutely something needs to be done, and that's what I'm doing. The belt situation also, not the belt, the extender, that is an issue. The seat belt on the driver's side is still a problem. Thermostat, there's a couple of, oh yeah, driver's door actuator and the glass, that to be done. And then at the very end I'm going to check the drains, because it feels like there is a drain in the system, because battery, when it's disconnected, it lasts, and then when you have it connected a couple of days later, the car doesn't start. So I have to double check on drains. I have a feeling that the radar detector is draining, but I don't know, so I'm not gonna jump to the conclusions. Oh yeah, the wiper gear is also broken. Wipers work, but the gear is broken. The extension on the driver's side wiper, it's like it goes like this, down. So it just extends, go down like this, and then it just goes back down. So now it just works without extension, so it doesn't clear a little bit on a upper left corner. You know, it doesn't wipe there. In terms of the proper operation, as you can see, the line is there. It's supposed to wipe more, but that's when extension gear does not work. In theory, it's supposed to go like this, something like that, and then it goes like that, and then it follows back down, and then that's the range of the wiper. Let me show you here. That is about where it's supposed to be. So because extension doesn't work, as you can see, the line is exactly straight. There is no extension. Anyway, that's the least of our concerns right now. The wipers work and work. So condenser, engine, coolant, and then, oh yeah, hood release. Like I said, I also have to deal with that because hood release wires are messed up. Somebody put the zip tie. I don't know what's going on. I'll look into it later. That's enough for now. Okay, so quick addition. Number one, the evaporator, condenser, I'm sorry, it's connected. As you can see here, I got a pipe that is connected. You might see a little bit of a red thread lock on it. So it moves together, but not as before. It is tight. It's just, it moves solidly together, the attachment point along with the pipe. Okay, that's that. Let's look down on a couple of things here. So same here, I cleaned up the attachments, new O-rings, lower hose is connected. I saw this thing right here, and this is just great. It's just hanging here, and every time you hit the bump, that's what you hear, you know. So what this is this is the radar detector, but this is such an old school one. I'll just cut it all out because you have noises from suspension and you don't know where it's coming from, and it's just because it's just somebody put it in like this. It's not, doesn't even work most likely. Now oil leaks are still here because the most of the oil is coming from that area right there. As you can see here, we have all this wetness. It's coming from right above. See how moist and oily it is, and that's exactly where that U-shaped seal is. You can see it because you got to take plastic off. Maybe I'll do that, but this is all oil. It's just engine oil coming from there. All right, so that is that. Again, I cannot make this car brand new. I mean, I can, but it's gonna cost so much money, so I'm just doing what I'm doing, and then we'll move on. Fan spin, I don't have cover yet, I don't have the support yet. Thermostat's installed and refilled, system refilled. Coolant is not coolant, it's just water basically. Just, it's not coolant, it's just pretty much maybe 10% coolant, but the rest is just water because the coolant is oily. This is just barely oily. Smell is very, it's just a little bit of a coolant smell, but at the end of the day it isn't. So 50-50 mix, distilled water and original antifreeze concentrate, so 50-50 split with distilled water. That's fine. That is done. It needs to be topped off just a little bit because, as you can see, the coolant level is right around here. So, but it's going to be fine for now. Vacuum for the AC holds. Now don't mind the gauge. The gauge, I just still never had. I have to order new gauges. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, because this gauge is off by about 10. So we're at -30 right now. I just know what it is, but I obviously need new gauge. This gauges I have for like 10 years and a very long time. But anyway, this is my vacuum. This is fine. All right, so right now it's going to be time to reseal our AC system. I put this thing on so the machine does not really damage anything. So let's just shut it down, and now we will be ready to refill it. So that will be all for now. I need to put covers, all of this back together. I might look into the oil leak. Maybe I'll just throw in a little bit of silicone, whatever. But if I will do so, I'll make an addition. A little tape over here on the connector because the bottom portion of the connector is missing. This one is here because somebody did some work over here, that's for sure. I don't know what they did because nothing seemed to be replaced. Maybe fan, because this one looks fresh, more fresh than this one, but then maybe just the fan went out and they just had to do something here, possibly. A little bit of anti-seize lubricant, you know, like a PB blaster, because there's a little bit of rust. This is used condenser, so, but it holds vacuum, so it's all fine with me. All right, refilling the system and starting the vehicle.